The man who sold the moon there once was a boy who did not merely look up at the night sky. He seemed to listen to it. His name was Elon, and on the high plains of South Africa, the stars were his companions. While other children dreamed of toys and games, Elon dreamed of rockets and electric cities. He was a quiet boy, often lost in books, building worlds inside his own mind, worlds that were far grander than the one he lived in. As a young man, he shed his old life like a worn-out coat and set off for new lands with little more than a bag of clothes and a head full of code. He saw the dawn of a new age, the internet, and with his brother he built his first castle in the sky. A company called Zip2. He worked from a small, dusty office, sleeping on a frayed couch, but he was building a key to a kingdom he hadn't yet entered. He sold that first castle for a fortune, and instead of resting, he immediately began building the next. He looked at the stodgy world of banking and thought, this can be elegant. And so XCOM was born, which would become a giant known as PayPal. He sold that too, and from its sale, he amassed a king's ransom. Most men would have retired to a life of ease. But Elon was not most men. He looked at his treasure and saw it not as gold to be hoarded, but as fuel for a much greater journey. He had two ancient, impossible quests that called to him. The first was here on Earth. He saw the black smoke choking the cities and the internal combustion engine, a brilliant but aging steed. He dreamed of a silent, clean machine, powered by the very lightning in the sky. People laughed. Electric cars are slow, ugly, and boring. They scoffed. So he took his fortune and bet it all on a company called Tesla. He hired the brightest minds and said, "We will not make a compromise. We will make a masterpiece." They built a car that was not just clean, but faster than a supercar, smarter than any that came before it. He faced near bankruptcy, sleepless nights, and a chorus of doubters, but he pushed on. One beautiful, silent, electric roadster at a time, he began to change the very fabric of the automotive world. But his second quest was even more audacious. He looked to the heavens, to the final, great frontier. Space. He went to Russia to buy a rocket, and they treated him like a foolish child. On the flight home, humiliated and angry, he opened his laptop. He ran the numbers and realized he could build his own rocket. For a fraction of the cost. The experts told him it was impossible. Rockets were for governments, for nations, not for a man from South Africa with a dream. He founded a company called SpaceX in a dusty warehouse in California. Their goal was not just to reach space, but to make humanity a multiplanetary species. To sail the cosmic ocean. The first rocket, the Falcon 1, was their hope. It flew, it faltered, and it crashed into the sea. Again and again. 3 times failure rained down from the sky. With only one rocket and one chance left, the entire company held its breath. If it failed, the dream was over. The fourth rocket ignited. It rose, a spear of fire against the blue, climbing higher, faster, until it finally triumphantly slipped the surly bonds of Earth and reached orbit. In that control room, there were no dry eyes. The man who sold his first castle to buy a ticket to the stars had just built his own bridge. He did not stop. He built reusable rockets, a concept so revolutionary it was like building a ship that could sail the sky, return home, and sail again. He made space travel 10 times cheaper. He started building a constellation of stars, satellites to connect the world. And he drew the plans for a great starship, a vessel to carry humans to Mars and beyond. The boy who dreamed under the African sky became the man who challenged giants, who bet his entire kingdom on a vision of a brighter future. He faced dragons of doubt, navigated storms of bankruptcy, and battled the inertia of the world itself. He was not a perfect man, he was restless, driven, sometimes his own worst enemy, but he was a man of his word. For he did not just look at the moon and the stars with wonder. He built a ladder to reach them, and in doing so, he reminded all of humanity that the future is not a place we go, but a place we build. And the story he would tell you is only just beginning.